I ended my last video with this clip of me working on an alternative idea to the fire blanket. I have a lot more confidence in this idea, but it's still anyone's guess whether it will work. I'll get right into the assembly of my new idea next. So my idea is to use a garbage can. I feel like they're more durable than a fire bag, and they won't tip over like I've seen some fire bags do. Also, the reason I have two covers is because I'm actually using two garbage cans, a smaller one inside the larger outer one. This will create a double-walled container which I want to separate with the blankets I tested in the last video. The initial building steps are simple. Within the large garbage can, I'll line the inside with the fire blankets. Because I have two blankets, I'll fold one of them small enough to lay flat on the bottom. The small garbage can will sit on top of that blanket, then I'll squeeze the other blanket in between the walls of both cans. Something else I thought to use for fire suppression are these water jugs. I'll have 3 of them lining the bottom however possible. The thinking is that if the battery bursts into flames, the jugs will melt quickly and release the water. I've seen lithium fires continue burning in water, but the water does help suppress the fiery chaos that's occurring. The last thing I want to do, but haven't quite figured out how to do it, is to cut holes into the top and maybe the sides of both garbage cans. When batteries burn, I've always noticed the explosions that go along with it. The holes will allow the concussion of these explosions to escape. I worried that with no holes in the cans, the trapped force of the concussion could turn the garbage cans into a metal bomb. If anything though, I'll also need a hole for the charging cable to run through. I'll cut the holes off camera, then continue the video with the final version of my battery fire suppression container. I completed cutting the holes in the covers of both garbage cans, but it took a lot longer than I thought it would. Whether the covers with holes can still contain the fire while also preventing pressure buildup from exploding battery cells remains to be seen. Only an actual test could determine how well this container works, so that could be my next goal. I also cut out a large hole in the side to run charging cables through. The holes in both garbage cans are lined with PVC caps to prevent the sharp edge of the hole from cutting into the charging cables. The container can be used in its current form, but there are features I still want to add. A shelf above the water jugs for a charging battery is one. It'll require some thought since I don't want the shelf to block a burning battery from melting the jugs of water in a fire. The water jugs should help suppress the fire, but it can't if the fire doesn't melt the jugs. Securing the lid is another. I want the lid to remain covering the container in the event of an explosion. Not so much the inner lid, but more so the outer one, and since the lid fits so tightly onto the container, it'll be easy to use 4 large sheet metal screws spaced evenly around the perimeter. This garbage can idea is not meant to be copied just yet, since without being tested, I still don't know if it's able to prevent a battery fire from spreading. I have some ideas for test locations, but I'll have to check on them. If I can find a safe test location, I'll share that video in the future. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. That's all I have for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.